little bit of a life update, tell you about things that are going on in my life so far. Because a lot of good has been happening to me lately, and I reflect on the bad events of my life so often here that I want to take a moment to talk about what's good that's going for me. In August, I was finally enrolled into an online university after my stalker made it unsafe for me to venture out to public places. So I'm going to an online university and it's going great. You pay by the term and not by courses. So you pay for a 6 month term and you can complete as many courses as you possibly can up until that last month in the course. Usually they recommend you complete 4 courses per 6 month term. And in 1 month, I think I've stated this before. In 1 month, I finished 2 out of 4 courses. Actually, it was only 3 weeks. Today, I took the pre-assessment. Now, for every test that it's a competency-based school, meaning if you can prove you understand the material through a test, then you pass the course. You don't have to turn in homework or tests all the time. You just take one test or you write a paper. It's either or, and that determines whether or not you pass or fail. So the third course that I'm taking right now is Network and Security Foundations. So I'm learning about switches, routers, the OSI, TCP/IP model, different types of network attacks, and how to mitigate them. And I took these practice quizzes that came with each section of the course. It was a 3-section course, and so I took the practice tests yesterday. And I scored 80% on nearly all of them, which I guess is only 2. I scored 80% on 2 and 75% on the third, which I thought was great. A lot better than I was expecting. And so today I took the pre-assessment. Now, before you take the assessment, which is the final exam, you have to take a pre-assessment, which is around the same length as the final. And it's basically a lot of the same questions or similar questions that are going to be on the final. And I passed it with the first try today. So I'm feeling really good. I scheduled a final on Thursday, so the 18th of September, in 2 days, at early in the morning. And yeah, wish me luck. All's going well on the school front. I'm on track for an early graduation. I'm already 13% done, and after this class, I'll be closer to 20% done, which is like, wow, I'm almost a quarter of the way through it already, and I just started last month. So I'm feeling really great. I'm hoping to get halfway through the second term. The scheduling list. So there's four classes for each term. So my goal is to complete, or at least get to the 6th class before the end of the 31st of January, which I think is a very foreseeable goal. And on a completely unrelated topic, my girlfriend is still alive. I expressed in an earlier video that I was worried she was dead. Now, the problem with online relationships is, communication can't be done as regularly as if you had someone in person. So I finally heard back from her after a month and a half of not hearing from her. It was at the beginning of September when she finally reached out to me and let me know she was okay. And I was so worried because, the last message I got from her before that was in the hospital when she was sick with an illness that could have potentially murdered her. It was a really low likelihood of that happening, but I was really relieved to hear that she was still alive and she's still working towards a future together, and so am I. Hopefully one day we can meet and I can finally fall in love and have a happy ending for once in my life after all of this misery and struggle and people attacking me and just, all the other unnecessary drama that's gone on. So I'm really happy. I'm feeling really hopeful for the future. It's been my dream to live in an RV since I was a child, and now that's something that I could possibly do. So yeah, I'll weigh in with you after the test if I pass. If I pass the test on the 18th, then I will make another video celebrating the passing. But until then, I'll see you later. Actually, there's one thing I want to say before I go. When I took the first test for the first class, it was a 70-question exam. And the pre-assessment took me 3 attempts to finish it correctly. And I got it right the first time I took the final. I passed the test. So I'm really feeling hopeful for this final. Anyway, I'll tell you about the results of the final another time. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.